Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Tuesday, December the 2nd. And as everybody knows, Ryan Silverfield has been named the new head hog at the University of Arkansas. The hire was met with pretty strong disapproval from an overwhelming majority of the fan base. Not at Ryan Silverfield, but at Hunter Yurachek and the board. We'll get into that throughout the show, but to Ryan Silverfield's credit, Andrew, he's had a great first day on the job. He's flipped 4 in-state commits. We'll get into that on the show. Very impressive first 24 hours. We'll break it all down. We'll talk about the other coaching hires throughout the country. We'll talk Hoop Hogs against Louisville coming up. And I guess, Andrew, the big question is, do you feel better today about Ryan Silverfield as our head coach than you did when you heard the news Sunday morning?
We've had a little time to process it, to see what he's about. We've heard some interviews and things like that. And to answer your question, yes, I do. I've cooled down. Emotions were running high yesterday. I think as a lot of people's were. I don't know where all I commented on some posts and some other podcasts, but I probably need to go back and delete a couple comments. But um, you know, as I say, today's a new day, and
That's right.
I feel much better. I
Yeah.
was texting someone today and said, I was like, all right, I'm coming around. And I mean, at some point, you don't have a choice. You either fully support him and hope that he does well, or you enter the portal in your fandom, as I've done a couple times in the NFL. But um, yeah, so feeling a lot better today. My biggest beef with the previous staff was just not prioritizing Arkansas, and I mean the state of Arkansas, and keeping our best recruits in state. And I mean, literally first day he's flipped 3 guys or more now.
4 now. Yep.
4 now.
It
And
may be 5 by the time we're done filming this,
that's
from
true.
what I'm hearing.
That's true. So yeah, so that's huge to me. Just obviously I loved the way Coach Nutt ran his program, and so, he would always say, the foundation of your program needs to be the in-state guys, the guys that have pride, that their whole life they've dreamed of wearing the hog on their helmet. And then you pair those guys with, you know, some studs from Texas and Florida, and Georgia and Louisiana, Memphis area. Hopefully he can, keep the Memphis pipeline going. And so, we talked to our buddy TJ today. Shout out TJ Burke. Thanks for listening to the show. But it's not like you have to sign 15 guys from the state every year, but just get the core guy, the guys that are, your Darren McFadden's, your Peyton Hillis's, your Marcus Monks, those guys. Keep those guys in state, and then build around those guys and let them show the guys from out of state what this program means and what it means to be the only show going in the state and that kind of thing. And so I'm happy to see day one that he's at least prioritizing that. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, it couldn't be a better first day, and all the credit in the world. I feel like the first thing I need to do is just clarify some things. I've gotten a lot of text, and on social media, I've gotten some comments. And I think I speak for both of us, 100% behind Ryan Silverfield.
mhm.
100%. Want him to win every game. Want him to win the national championship. Want him to be the best hire of all the hires that happened yesterday. Um, do I have my, you know, concerns? Absolutely, I do. But I don't not like Ryan Silverfield. I don't even know Ryan Silverfield.
Mhm.
I just because I didn't want him to be the guy or didn't think he was the most qualified guy doesn't mean now that he's the head hog that I'm not going to jump on. Like I'm all in. I hope all in. That's his catchphrase. I mean, I hope everything, I hope everything goes great.
Mhm.
Um, but that doesn't mean that I had to think he was the right guy for the job. I don't know if he is or not. We'll find out. I think, without a doubt, Ryan Silverfield is the best coach that we've hired since Brett Bielema, in terms of track record.
Mhm.
He's definitely better than the last two.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
based off
it's
what
not a
he's
high bar. It's not a high bar, but
based off what he's done, I feel like we're already ahead on day one than we were when we hired Sam Pittman or Chad Morris. Um, and so, you know, I think we wanted, and I hope I'm proven wrong. I think we wanted Sam Pittman to be Mike Anderson. Get the get the program out of the dumpster on the level footing so we can go get a guy that can take us to the high, Bobby
mhm,
Petrino 2.0, Lane Kiffin, whatever that looks like.
mhm.
Um,
And it would have worked
eh,
perfect if you made the
if
move last year.
yeah, yeah,
If you'd have,
yeah,
let him go, even negotiate it to be like, Sam, you're leaving, you're walking out on your terms.
yeah,
But
exactly,
end on
exactly.
a 6 and 6,
It
a
could have
bowl
been
win,
that.
let him coach the bowl game, and then
Yeah,
yeah.
could have
Um,
been that. And I think that's what hopefully Ryan is now, is
mhm,
someone who can get us respectable, not finishing obviously 2-10, but not even
mhm,
in the bottom 5 or 6. Get us in the middle of the pack,
mhm,
and then find somebody to come in here when there's some excitement about the program. We got some more NIL and hopefully take us to the upper echelon, where we want to be.
mhm.
Um, and it can happen. Like I've said the whole time, it can happen. Kurt Signetti, it can happen. Clark Lee, it can happen. Lane Kiffin, Eli Drinkwitz, all these guys were guys who were at smaller schools, got their shot at the big times, the Power Four school, and look what they did. So it's just about getting the right guy. Like I said, I have my reservations. Obviously, I'm not ready to run through a wall for him, like I necessarily would have been for some other candidates. But man, let's go. Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
excited. Um, I'm back now that it's done. I have my little, 12-hour pissy fit, and I threw out all my emotions, and I'm still not happy with Hunter Yurchek, obviously, but it is what it is now. So let's hop on board. Let's hope we can do it. Um, and I hope it's not a "I told you so" thing in 4 or 5 years. I
right.
hope all these people who are now magically big fans all of a sudden, I hope they come bash me, and I'll be like, yeah, I was wrong about it. I will gladly eat my crow. Gladly eat my crow.
Yeah,
Uh, so that's where I'm at. I'm 100%, when he started flipping those guys today, I was like, let's freaking go. Like, I was
yeah,
excited.
yeah,
It wasn't like, oh man, he's doing good stuff. No, let's go. Let's do it. If
yeah,
dude's good enough to play for Oklahoma, he's good enough to play at Arkansas. The dude from
for
Little Rock
dang sure.
Central is committed to Miami.
Mhm,
He's good enough to play at Arkansas. If we only got 6 or 7 of them, that's fine. We just got
yeah,
to get those 6 or 7, whoever those guys are that are good enough to go to OU, Oklahoma State, Missouri, the receiver that we flipped from Missouri. Okay, all
mhm,
those guys, that's where it starts. That's the
yeah,
foundation. And so, yeah, I'm excited. Let's go, Ryan. Let's do it. I mean, you're gonna have to sell me. You're gonna have to prove it to me, but I'm supporting you 100%, big dog.
yeah, yeah, so I think let me go back to yesterday, and so there was a lot of doom and gloom, a lot of, like,
Oh
no
yeah,
hope for the program, a lot of that stuff, and I think, again, a lot of it is more so directed at Hunter Yurachek than it was Ryan Silverfield, and rightfully so. But I think I think the biggest thing, I've had all this time to reflect, and, I'm an older man now, so, um, no, I
oh,
just think that
maturity.
yes, exactly. I don't have it, but I think the big thing is, it kind of felt like there was no game, but it felt like you lost yesterday somehow, and
Oh,
so I think
100%.
and so
100%.
you're always competing, as a competitor, as a former, uh, you know, wanted to be an athlete, you're always wanting to compete, and so basically you're competing against these other schools that had coaching job openings, and, you feel like out of the SEC jobs, you kinda feel like you came in 4th, that you of the 4 guys, that were kinda right
Maybe
there, so
5th after Kentucky hires Will Stein, maybe
no,
5th.
yeah, I saw that, yes, so, possibly you may feel that way, but like we said, there wasn't any of these guys that were going to be a guarantee to come in and just elevate your program to astronomical levels. So you're taking a risk. I mean, a risk on anybody. And so outside of Nick Saban, and um, you know, who's to say that? And a lot of times it is a fit. And so maybe fit wise, maybe he was the right guy to be the fit. I mean, we'll never know until we won't know until we're 3 years down the road and can kind of look back and see. But he wasn't a lot of people's first choice, if anyone's. But use it as fuel. Do the Nolan Richardson thing and be like, nobody wanted me, and I'm going to go prove it to everybody. I'm going to show them that I'm the right guy for this job, and that I wanted this job. And if anything, he's recruited the area. From everything I've heard, has good relationships with the coaches in the state of Arkansas. And so, if that's what you have to use to get some footing, I think the like I've always said, I think the money's here. I think it's just you need somebody that can just prove their worth to kind of earn it and get people excited. And then once you have like your footing, then you can build off of that. And so maybe he's the guy to do that. So obviously rooting for him. You feel like you lost yesterday, but now there's nothing you can do. You can only play with the guy that you got.
That's right.
Let's go do it. Support him now.
That's right. Um, let's do some pros and cons.
All right.
So let's do pros that we think Ryan Silverfield brings to the University of Arkansas. Um, and I don't know if I could say that he's the only guy that would do these things. I mean, I feel like you probably could have hired a bunch of them, but um, I think a pro of Ryan Silverfield is he does have a background, whether we think it's enough or not. He does have a background of winning consistently.
Hmm.
It wasn't a up and down thing. He didn't have 2 good years, 2 or 3 bad years, 2 or 3 good years. Like, it's pretty consistent. Whether we think it's at the level it should have been at a school like Memphis. Like, I mean, 10-win seasons are hard to come by. I don't care where you're at. I don't care
Yeah.
what conference you're in. I don't care anything. Like, and he had back-to-back 10-win seasons. So I do think he probably kind of knows how to win and how to build a culture. Because he did sustain it at a decent level. Was it the top of the league? No. But like, he sustained a competitive team for a long time, whether he walked into a good situation or not. Um, I think that's a pro. I think another pro is I think he probably has the underdog mentality because he's not dumb. He
Hmm.
hears the noise.
Oh yeah.
And he knows that he was not a pick for the Floridas and the Auburns of the world. He got passed up on all those, was never an option. So I think he probably has that underdog mentality about him, which a lot of people say the state of Arkansas is an underdog state. Like, that's kind of
Hmm.
who we are as people.
Yeah.
Someone who's overlooked, people who are overlooked, not thought highly of, a state that's not respected. So I think maybe that underdog mentality will maybe that'll play well for us.
Hmm.
So those are a couple pros for me.
Okay.
I worked hard for those.
Okay.
Um, do
um.
pros?
Yeah.
You got any pros?
Yeah. I mean, he's been coaching for a long time. He's got a good record at had a good record at Memphis. Um, has a little
And I think he's a
NFL.
good recruiter. I forgot
Yeah.
that. I think
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
probably a good recruiter, and I'll get into that in a minute. But he had a top 2 class, I think, at Memphis 4 of the last 5 years, or
Hmm.
some 3 last top 2 in their conference.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think I read somewhere he had like
so
the number one G5 recruiting class. I
Yeah,
think.
for one or 2 years, he had
Yeah.
the number. So
So
so I do think he's probably a good recruiter. Whether that's because he can sell it or because he had money, I don't know. But
yeah.
either way, as long as you can do it, I don't care how you do it.
Yeah. And I mean, flipping these guys today, is he a really good talker, or was it literally just Arkansas never called or built a relationship with these guys. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, so probably a good recruiter, and or is, and has an offensive line background. What did we say the day that Sam Pittman got hired? I remember having a conversation with my dad. I remember having a conversation with several people like, if nothing else, we'll have a great offensive line. We didn't have,
Yeah.
which we never had under Pittman.
Yeah.
This year was probably the best one. But, maybe this is the guy that can bring in a
Yeah.
great offensive line and, fool me once, shame on whatever that quote is. But so, maybe he can be the guy that focus. I do know he likes to run the ball, and I would like to see us be have go back to running back you. That would be. I mean, I know we had a
Mhm.
1,000-yard rusher this year, but it'd be really cool to emphasize running
They
backs
ran
being.
the ball down our throat this year.
They
I know
did
our defense is terrible, but they
right,
ran for like 300 yards on us.
right, yes, and so I like that. Not that I don't like to pass the ball, but I love. Arkansas has been great when we can dominate the line of scrimmage and run the ball at will,
Mhm.
and have these running back. I mean, we were running back you at one point. So yeah, I would love to get back to that. So yeah, there's some pros there. And, from I haven't done a ton of I just basically spent today just listening and, heard a little bit of his interview. I haven't heard like, the Hog Pod or one of the other ones that he did, but I heard him on the Buzz this morning and, seems like a good guy. And he's got I think he said he has 10-month-old twin girls, so, you know, family guy, and so, from what I've heard, today, that seems like a pretty good guy, so, yeah, just as long as we're not up there doom and gloom every time we lose and, just if he can stay he's super positive now and throwing out there that he can turn it around now and not 3 years down the
Now,
road.
yeah, it's not a
So
rebuild, he said.
right, so that's you gotta back that up. You can't go out and win 4 games next year. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I think if you can I mean, he's talking like not just get to a bowl, but like be good next year.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, if you can keep KJ Jackson, if you can keep I don't know if you're gonna be able to keep Braylon Russell, but keep some of these core guys and then build around him. I'm interested to see the staff once that gets put together
Yeah.
um
I'm
and
concerned
then
about that. I'm concerned about that.
yeah,
I don't know
because
why. I don't know why. It's just vibes. But like you already see all this stuff like Golish. Every time I get on Twitter, Golish has filling out his staff and Lane Kiffin's filling out his staff and
right,
Summerall's bringing so and so. And I'm like, crickets at Arkansas. Like,
right.
um, now he said it in one of his interviews that he's got people calling him like crazy, wanting to ready to come. So
Mhm.
hopefully he can get it, get them lined out. But yeah, just vibes. I don't have
Yeah,
any tangible evidence to say he can't hire a good staff, but
yeah. Pittman said that exact same thing too, like, at his team meeting, like, "There's guys excited to
yeah,
come work here and come be on the staff," and so,
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, I think more than anything, we need a defensive coordinator that at least we've maybe heard of. Would be nice.
be nice. Yeah,
Um,
DJ
not somebody
Durkin, come on down.
I imagine he's staying at Auburn, but would love to steal. If anything, give me something from that Auburn got.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll
Okay.
see. Interested.
Cons. Let's do the cons. So I've got a couple, obviously. Actually, a laundry list, but I'll narrow it down. Um, So he's had a top two recruiting class or top three recruiting class in like 4 of the last 5 years at Memphis. That's recruiting. And then also in the portal, he's been number one or two in the portal also every year.
Mhm,
One would tell me that if you're bringing in the top recruiting classes out of the high school and the portal, top one or two, where should you probably finish in your league?
mhm.
You would think top one
Around
or
the
two.
exactly, yeah.
And so obviously he's not done that in the 6 years he's there. I think he finished 3rd once, and maybe that's it. Maybe the rest have been 4th, um, and so that concerns me that if he's bringing in, and obviously, like, if you wanna get into, well, recruiting rankings, stars don't matter, whatever, like, yeah, there's a reason Georgia's always good and Bama and LSU, like, stars do matter. Recruiting
Mhm,
rankings do matter. Those teams are always really good. Um, but that concerns me. I mean, does he not know how to coach football? I mean, can you just get good players in and not put them in the position to succeed and develop them and all that? Are you not hiring good coordinators, you know? That I mean, I just feel like if you're consistently bringing in top 2 recruiting classes and you're not ever finishing ever top 2 in the league, that's a con. That's a red
mhm,
flag. Um, so that's one. And then, I know he was an offensive line coach, but he's coached defensive too in the past, and I think he maybe even coached running backs at one point somewhere. Like,
mhm,
I'm concerned about his identity
mhm,
as a coach. When you think of Golish, what do you think? Offensive guru. When you think of Lane Kiffin, what do you think? Offensive guru. When you think of John Summerall, what do you think? Defensive guru.
mhm,
Like, most of these guys are either offensive or defensive minded. And I just don't know. I mean, maybe he'll tell us in the press conference. I don't know. But like, I don't know who he is or what his identity is, or like what we're gonna be good at. Like, not we may fail, but like what are we gonna be good at while we fail?
mhm,
you know, you know, John Summerall's team at Florida, they're probably gonna have a really dang good defense.
mhm,
If he doesn't win there, it's not gonna be because the defense isn't any good. You
mhm,
know, Brett Venables went to Oklahoma. I mean, it took him a couple years, but look at their defense; it's the best in the
mhm,
country.
yeah,
And so I just don't know his identity.
mhm,
So that's something I really want him to clarify. Like, and I've looked at the numbers. I mean, offensively, they've been fine. I mean, I guess you could say pretty good. Defensively, they've had some years are good. I mean, I just that concerns me. I would say that as a con, and I'll just stop
mhm,
it at that. I'll just
okay,
I'll just cut my list off there.
yeah. Well, I mean, they stopped our high-powered offense to 3 points in the second half, so
I did.
there you go.
So did everybody
Which
else.
yes, yeah, I think it was halftime, with Matt Jones and Phil Elson today. They did the math for us um, that this past year we averaged just under 9 points a game in the second half,
Good lord.
and I'm assuming that includes the first 2 games that we just boat raced, Alabama A&M and M and Arkansas State. So, that's just bad. You're not gonna win a lot of games doing that,
No,
so
not good. Not
but
good.
enough of last year. We're on to
That's right.
new
That's right.
things. We'll see if they're
That's right.
bigger and brighter, but cons, yeah, there's just a lot of unknowns. I would agree with you there that, you know, offensive line background primarily, just never dominated the American, which Memphis, you would have some resource, like you said. I mean, first and second rated recruiting classes, so you'd think they'd have finished a little higher. Um, I'm an optimist, so I keep my mind keeps going back. They're like, but he is 4-1
Good.
against Power 4 schools, so there's that.
Good. Yeah.
Um, but and then I'm gonna say my biggest con so far is, we need to find him a barber here. I'm not big on the hair. The haircut looks a little sloppy. Introductory messages, we gotta find him a barber before Thursday. But, maybe he's just all about the grind. It doesn't care about the look. Let's care about what the product looks like instead of my haircut. But, I'm big on appearances, so, let's find the man a barber. I can help you
Yeah.
out.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, so, obviously pros, cons. I mean, I think a lot of it probably does have to do. I mean, there's a lot, like I said, you know, if you had taken every poll that everybody put out on Twitter, the last 2 months, not just for Arkansas, at Auburn and Florida and Oklahoma State, like Ryan Silverfield was at the bottom. No, he was nobody's top 4 choice. And
Mhm.
so I think just getting over that of like, hey, he doesn't really excite me. Like when he talks, I don't get excited. Like, I mean, well, I watched John Summerall's deal today, and I was ready to go hit somebody after watching Summerall's press
I know
conference.
I haven't watched his or Golish's, but I know I'm going to, and
Oh,
I'm like, "Dang it."
Golish's was good. Yeah, Golish's was good too. I mean,
Yeah.
he was really good.
It just
So,
feels like it's
um,
like you said, a lot of coach speak stuff. Like, it just doesn't
yeah,
feel,
yeah,
I know we talked off air about Golish's, first team meeting yesterday and
yeah.
how, like, awesome it was compared to the couple sentences that we got because you have to pay for Hogs
You
Plus
got to pay.
to even see
That's.
the team meeting.
Can we just
Good
talk
lord.
about that for a second? I mean,
Hot seat.
just get in.
Put it on the hot
Yeah,
seat.
just get on the list of more stupid crap that the university does.
Yeah.
Like we're the only people who are putting that behind a paywall.
Yeah. We're 2-10, folks. You need something to get excited about. We're only gonna give you 2 seconds of
Yeah,
the team
it's
meeting.
insane, and I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying
I'm
for
not
it.
either. I'm not
Um,
either.
I did see they're offering a free trial, so I may sign up for the free trial, then cancel it in a couple days. Um,
My problem is
but yeah,
I'm the guy that's meant for those kind of services because I
you
forget to
never cancel.
cancel, and
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah,
my wife just chewed me
yeah.
out for the 3rd month in a row for not canceling my car wash membership that I forgot
Oh
to.
yeah, we did
They
that a
got
while
me on an
back. Yeah.
introductory rate, and I keep forgetting to go cancel it. The problem is I'm too stupid to know where to go cancel it even at. So I drove up
Yeah,
to the
that's
car wash and like, yeah, we don't handle it. You have to go here, here, and here with all these.
that
I'm like, I don't remember
that
the anyway.
that's funny. But yeah, that pisses me off. Like putting that behind a paywall is ridiculous.
Well, it's one thing if you're a playoff team and you're like, hey, let's get more money for our program to, you know, to get people excited, whatever. I'm like, dude, we're 2-10. Dude, give
Yeah,
us the stuff for free that we're
yeah,
if you want us to get behind a guy.
yeah.
Anyway.
Let's talk about the PR in general. Um, Obviously not having the press conference until Thursday.
Mhm,
So guess what we had to watch all day today? Oh, Alex Golish's press conference. Oh, John Summerall's presser. Oh, Lane
mhm.
Kiffin's presser. Everywhere you go, you see press conferences. People excited to get their coach out in front of the world. And I don't know if they obviously Hunter Yurchek has more important things to do in his mind than hire a football coach and do a press conference. So he is running the astute college football playoff committee. He's down in Dallas, I guess, today and tomorrow. I don't know why we're not doing it on Wednesday, but but yeah, that's another thing that makes me mad. If you want to see how you're supposed to welcome your coach to his new job,
Mhm.
go watch the Auburn Twitter where Golish gets off the plane with his family, and there is a band, there's cheerleaders, they let fans in there,
Mascot.
fight song mascots, fight songs going, all the cameras and you know the big production, and then go watch Ryan Silverfield. If anybody needed a big production, it was Ryan Silverfield.
Mhm,
And so, but there was none. He got off the plane to nobody.
mhm.
Um, Felt kind of bad for him,
And
but
no one with him,
s-
walking around with his
yeah,
Memphis backpack. We couldn't even bring him a
yeah,
backpack.
yeah. Had his
Still with his
Memphis
Memphis
backpack.
backpack.
Yeah. Him and Hunter Yurchek taking the first picture in two different shades of red because we don't have a uniform shade of Razorback red for the polo or for the pullovers. But
Dude,
yeah, just
let's talk
the
about all the things. Yeah. Every single game this year, Big Red, our main mascot, is wearing a jersey from the Brett Bielema era. It's not even the current it's the one with the little tusks on the sleeves.
uh
Like,
huh. Yeah,
can we not literally put the current uniform on our mascot, our main mascot?
yeah, yeah,
Pork Chop has the right one.
yeah. I
I'm
mean, we
like,
went
it's
on
so
about the
stupid.
light. We're the only program, the only stadium that doesn't do a light show. At night games, which we didn't have any
Figure it
night
out.
games. But
Yes.
but yeah, it's embarrassing, and then that just added to the list, just watching Summerall get off, with all the same thing and goalish, and obviously the Lane Kiffin thing was a little bit different, for
Mhm.
good reason,
Yeah.
but yeah, just the production in general, like we're not, our social media is not very good, our marketing's terrible. We just got to get better at all that, and you would think by
Mhm.
now they would know that, but it's still just a joke.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so I'll be curious to see what he says Thursday. Is anything he say Thursday gonna what do you expect the transferring out to look like? I guess I should pose it that way. I mean, how's that gonna look from current roster players, you think? Are we gonna be able to keep, KJ Jackson and Shaq McCroy and Caden Kittler and Colby Branham, most of that offensive line's, got a chance to be pretty good again next year. A lot of returning
Mhm.
production. You got CJ Brown and Raylan Sharp, I believe, can come back. And um, there's still a bunch of pieces that I think it's important to try to keep. What do you envision if you were a betting man? We're gonna have a mass exodus, a little bit of an exodus.
I think it'll be probably a little bit of a mix. I think, um, we're how many seasons into, like, the transfer portal, um, being are we 4 or 5 years now
Yeah,
into that?
yeah,
Something like that. So, I hope some of the and, everybody's got somebody in their ear and, you can't get in every single player's head and where they're at in their headspace, but, a lot of guys that have left have not gone on to better opportunities. So, I hope that and, I don't know how quick he's able to evaluate these guys and, kind of see who he can weed out and be like, you might be better off going somewhere else. And those conversations and versus who you want to keep and build the program around. Obviously, it starts with KJ Jackson. From what I've heard, somebody down at the Dollar General ran into his mom in Montgomery and said, "Is he staying?" And she was like, "He's staying at Arkansas. He loves it there." So whether that happened or not, I don't know. But I'd like to think that we could keep him. I mean, that's obviously where you have to start.
yeah,
Love to keep Braylon Russell and give him actually more than 100 carries in a season. That would be fantastic. Um, yeah, I think it'll probably be a little bit of a mix. I think you'll probably see, I don't know, maybe like a 70-30, 70 stay, 30 leave, something like that. I don't know how much left are. I know we had 30 seniors, so there's going to be a lot of turnover anyway. But so maybe he tries to keep most of them and just replace the seniors with 30 guys from the portal that could do a good job. So yeah, if I could see more than 20 seconds of the player meeting and see who all was there and kind of see how their reaction was when they came up to meet him, and how that went and who all was there,
man,
and
yeah,
that would kind of give you something, but I'm not paying for that.
yep. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. You know, I mean, these kids still have their agents, and they still got people in their ear telling them they can go get bags at other places,
Mhm,
and so you just assume Quincy Rhodes is going to go in the draft if he really is a projected second round pick or whatever.
mhm.
Uh, but let's talk about a few of these recruits he flipped today. The first one was Danny Bill, kid from Cross County. I don't know how familiar you are with Cross County.
I'm not.
um, just south of Jonesboro, the T-Birds. Actually,
Okay.
did one of my internships at Cross County High
All
School.
right. Okay.
Um, but they're a little two-way school, and I'm telling you right now, their school and facility back then was comparable to Mountain Pine. I mean, that's how
Mm.
big their school is and what their
Uh-huh.
town looks like.
Mhm.
Just to represent for somewhere that you know. Now, since then, they've gotten turf, I believe, and they got I think his name's Vance Pascal, was a really good high school coach at Wynn and some other places, and I don't know if he got in trouble or he got something happened, so he's there now, and they've had a good year. But yeah, two A school in Arkansas, 4-star, was committed to Oklahoma State. He decommitted after Gundy got fired or sometime in the last few month or so from Oklahoma State, but he was never really an option for Arkansas. We didn't even pursue him, and the bunch of the crystal balls had him going to Ole Miss, and so that was the first one that posted that his dreams are in motion, he said, and he's committing to the U of A. So that's a big time commit.
Mhm.
Defensive lineman, I guess that's important to know. So obviously trying to win in the trenches.
Mhm.
Um, the next one to get the commit was Bryant linebacker Ja'Cory Smith. He decommitted from Oklahoma. Once again, he didn't decommit today. It was maybe a week ago or a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that's a got a lot. One of the Bryant's got like 6, 7 Division I players on their team. Now
Yeah.
they're not all SEC players, but
Mhm.
you got to keep those kids home. So Ja'Cory Smith was the next one who flipped, and then they flipped T.J. Hodges from Bryant, uh, wide receiver slash running back slash athlete
Mhm.
from Missouri. So obviously, if Drink thought he could play, then you know I think that's a pretty good flip.
Mhm.
And then the last one just happened not too long before we hopped on the podcast here was the Little Rock Central defensive lineman who was a commitment to Miami,
Mhm.
and his name is escaping me. There it is, right there. Anthony Kennedy, and so he was committed to Miami, and now they've convinced him to stay home.
Mhm.
So anyway, so good, like we talked about earlier. Good for Coach Silverfield for going out and flipping 4 commits in 12 hours. The one everybody talking about now is obviously Kane Archer,
Mhm.
who just decommitted from Central Florida and committed to Utah.
Utah. Yeah.
So that's the one that people are talking about now to see if they can get maybe Kane to flip at the last minute. I haven't seen one way or another if that's an option or not. Uh, to be fair, there have been a couple decommitments. So I know Ashley Walker, big lineman, he decommitted. I'm not even sure where he was from. And then in the last hour, Ashton Dawson says, after a discussion with Coach Ryan Silverfield, I will be decommitting from Razorback football. So I'm not sure how those conversations go. If that was I don't think he just comes in saying, "Hey, I don't want you if you're committed," but there
Right.
was something there from one side or the other who didn't like what they were hearing. So
Yeah. And what position was he?
he was also a defensive lineman
Okay.
from looks like from Shreveport Evangel.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
we
don't know.
shall see. We shall see. Um. So yeah. So good first day. Let's see if he can top it in day two. See if he can
Yeah.
stack 2 good days together.
Mhm.
We did start the day in dead last in the recruiting rankings, according to 24/7 in the SEC, and we have now moved up to 14th. So
Okay.
we've passed Auburn and Kentucky
Okay.
in the recruiting rankings. We were ahead
Probably
of
not.
Mississippi State, but what happened was Auburn had a 5-star, and just within this afternoon, he decommitted from Auburn and committed to Mississippi State. So like they just like
Wow.
flip spots based off that one player. They just
Yeah.
flip spots almost. Yeah, kind of crazy to think you would decommit from Auburn to Mississippi State, but that is
Yeah.
what Braylon Womack did. So,
Okay.
anyways, I'm sure there was a bag given
Well, I'm sure, yeah.
Mississippi State came in with a bag at the last
Yeah.
minute. So
A little
signing day
reverse
is
little
Wednesday,
reverse yeah, reverse Cam Newton there.
right? Right. Signing
Cam
day
Newton
is
was going to
Wednesday.
Mississippi State.
So yeah,
Auburn
he
came in with a
was.
bag,
Yeah,
pre-NIL.
he was. He was. Um, so just to tell you what we're up against here, Georgia has 21 4 stars committed, and
Is that all?
we're at 3. So
You know, gotta start somewhere.
that's right. You got to lay the foundation. That's right.
Yeah,
So
you know,
we
brick
just
by
gotta
brick.
just got a little bit to go. 21. You know, Texas A&M has 22. So we're
We're well on
got
our
to
way.
start well on our way. That's right. Um. Anyways, anything else about Coach Silverfield? I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back row. I am supporting 100% behind him. I hope we win every game, obviously, and go undefeated. I'm not hating on
Yeah,
the man. I'm just
yeah,
kind of hating on the hire, not the man himself.
yeah.
Uh, so, and I don't want to hear it. If Golish comes into town next year, we're down there, we beat him. You can just see it now. Oh, those guys on the Never Yield pod, they wanted Golish. Look at this. Hey, Silverfield's beat them for the 4th time, 4-0 against Golish. Oh, Eric Morris at Oklahoma State in 2 years. Yep, good thing we hired, it's whatever.
Hey, I hope we do beat Golish. I hope we do.
I do too.
He's the
Yeah.
enemy now.
Yeah.
But for the record, I did want him instead of who we got.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but Coach Silverfield is gonna put a roster together that we won't believe. Those were
That's what he
actual
says.
words that
That's
the
what he
fans
says.
won't believe. So day
That's
one,
what he
you get
says.
you. I mean, you did some groundwork today. Let's see what you do in the portal.
Yeah.
What is the portal open?
That's gonna be what makes it or breaks it. It opens in January, so
Oh,
just
so
one
long.
portal now. They took away the December one
That's right.
because there was two, and so now it's just January.
Yeah.
They're gonna trot them out Wednesday night against Louisville for the basketball game, and so
Whew.
hopefully, hopefully there's a warm reception. I can tell you what doesn't need to happen. There's one way you can make sure there's not as many boos, and that's if Hunter Yurchek sits his ass in that 3rd row he sits in and
Hmm.
lets Silverfield go out there and do his thing.
Yeah.
If Yurchek's out there half court with him, there's gonna dang sure be
Oof.
boos.
Oh, for
So
sure.
let's see if Yurchek can read the room here. I
Hmm.
mean, or if he can
He
not
did
read the
not read the
room
room
for the.
yesterday with his
No, he
tweet.
did not.
But oh, that was one. I need to go back and probably delete a tweet. But yeah, yeah, do not go out there. That's a little bold. And I'll tell the fans, do not boo
No,
Silverfield.
no.
Call Yurichek's office if you want to do a complaint or post on his on Yurichek's Twitter. Not
Yeah,
give Silverfield the benefit of the doubt. This is a guy that wanted to come here. He's very excited about the job. It is what it is. You got to get behind him now.
yep.
So, don't boo him. Boo Yurichek. Which there
Well,
were
and
some fire Yurichek chants on. I meant to say that at the game on Saturday.
good.
There
I'm
were
sure
there
they
were
were they
some.
were a lot louder Sunday than they were Saturday.
Yes.
Um, and also, once again, let's talk about reading the room. They do this in football. Like they have these things predetermined where, hey, we're going to recognize Wahiva Aloy halfway through the 4th quarter at the second timeout after we're down 28 points and half the
Mhm.
stadium's left and nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Hmm.
Like, no, let's do this after a good energy moment when Louisville has to call a timeout because we're on a 10-0 run.
Hmm.
You just got to have it on the fly. You can't, don't have this predetermined. Don't do it at halftime when half the people are at the concession stand. Like, do it during a timeout after something good's happened when this place is fired up. We're calling the Hogs anyway. We just went on an 8-0 run, ended with a Billy Richmond dunk,
Mhm.
timeout Louisville. Now, here comes new head coach. That's when you got to do that.
Mhm.
And I bet you anything, we will do it at the worst time possible.
Oh, it'll be halftime
Guaranteed.
for sure.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, and Hunter Yurchek will be at half court just
Yes.
because.
And
And it's,
and we will go into half on like on a like how Arkansas hasn't made a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes.
yeah. So the energy's drained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna happen. Real quick. So we talked about it. Florida got John Summerall from Tulane. They're
Mhm.
pretty excited. Auburn got Alex Golish. LSU obviously got Lane Kiffin. I mean, people probably have kept up with that. That has been you can make a movie
Oh,
off
and they
of all
will.
what that and I
There will be
cannot
a
wait.
there will be a second 30 for 30.
Yeah. And the hoe and the housewife thing, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
Lane Kiffin threatening to beat the reporter's ass in the locker room because he called him a hoe. And
Yes.
then Ole Miss putting Lane's dry cleaning out there on the rack outside the outside the football center, and
Yes.
Ole Miss fans meeting him at the airplane, just dog cussing him. Lane
Mhm.
telling him, hey, his staff, "You get on the plane and go with me now, or you're not coming at all." He's
Mhm.
not letting any of the assistants that want to go with him stay and coach at all. I mean, he just burned it to the ground.
Yes.
So,
Uh,
um,
and then if you didn't hear, Marty Smith on Pat McAfee today,
yeah,
go go listen to that story of how he had to get to the tarmac basically to do the interview with Lane Kiffin, the exit interview with Lane Kiffin, who
yeah,
Marty was at the football facility thinking he was in the team meeting. He was not at the
yeah,
team meeting.
yeah.
Yeah, just if you haven't listened to that, go listen to
It's
Marty Smith on Pat McAfee
hilarious.
from Monday's December 1st show.
Yeah,
It's a great
great.
story. It's a good
It's
time, which I
great.
love Marty Smith. He's the best. So
Yeah, he is. He is. And then Ole Miss promotes out of nowhere, just promotes Todd Golden, the
yeah,
defensive coordinator.
yeah.
Um, I couldn't be more happy. I think it's going to be a disaster, and I cannot wait. Um, cannot wait. I mean, I don't think they could have done any worse. I don't think they could have done any worse. I'm so glad they're not going through the process and trying to get Kenny Dillingham or Matt Campbell or somebody to come down there. Boy, this just couldn't be better for the SEC. I think this dude's going to fail miserably. He's a goober. I told my buddy Josh, who's a huge Ole Miss fan, obviously, and we argue all the time. All we do is argue with each other like a bunch of
Mhm.
high school girls. But I mean, I get Sam Pittman vibes. Like, I mean, just his little short intro to where he got introduced to the team looks like he hadn't bathed in a month. I mean, he got a DUI a couple years ago. Like,
Okay.
it's just, yeah, it's gonna be great for us. It's
Your
gonna
prediction your
burn.
prediction,
Uh,
0 wins in the playoff?
Ole Miss will be Arkansas in 3 years. They will be like 3-9, 4-8.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
and I'm going to love every second of it. Um, So, anyways, yeah. So that's the Lane Kiffin angle, and like I said, Kentucky fired Mark Stoops at the last minute
Yeah.
out of nowhere. I know they got smoked the last two games, and I guess, but talk about super late to the party.
Mhm.
But apparently, they are really close to hiring Will Stein already from Oregon, the offensive coordinator at Oregon.
Yeah, that's a good get.
So, yeah, this could be a great get. It's a great get. Uh, he's from Kentucky,
Yep.
so he's technically from Louisville, but he's from Kentucky, so he's getting
Mhm.
closer to home. And yeah, that would be a great hire. I mean, would
Yeah.
much rather Will Stein be at Kentucky than Ole Miss. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
so that's my point exactly.
Mhm.
Uh, so, anyways, that would be a good hire. Your boy Sataki is
Ah,
now
dude.
is now. I'm shocked if it
Yes.
happens. I'm shocked. But your boy, what's his first name? Kalani? Is it
Kalani
Kalani?
Sitake.
Sataki. I never thought he would leave BYU. He just looks like BYU. But
Mhm.
apparently Penn State is making a huge push to get him at Penn State, and apparently he's very interested.
I
So
know. I I
I'm
text
shocked
my
by that.
yeah, so my next door neighbor at my new house, they're building the house next to us, and they're Penn State alums, and I have to hear about the Big Ten and Penn State all the time. And I texted him tonight. I was like, "I'm gonna hate y'all if y'all get Sataki." He was like, I'm gonna have to like Penn State, and I don't want to. Like, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope he stays. I hope he gets a bag of Mormon gold at BYU to stay there. But yeah,
I think there's a chance. I think he could. I think there's a
but
chance.
hey, if he leaves BYU now and goes to Penn State, maybe we can get that version of James Franklin the next time that Sataki comes to Arkansas then. So it's all in the
That's
works. It's
right.
all
That's
5 years
right.
down the road.
You've already got it played out in your head. I like it. Um, yeah. So I guess UCLA hired the guy James Madison, which is really
Yep.
weird to me. Like, why? I thought, dude, he's had a great year. I mean, they got a chance to make the playoff. Their only
Yeah.
losses to Louisville. He just kind of picked off right where Signetti left off. He picked it
Hmm.
right up. You know, Signetti took most of that roster with him
Yeah.
to Indiana, so it's not
Yeah.
like Chesney walked into a gold mine, but he's got it
Yeah.
rolling, and I'm kind of surprised that you know Arkansas or Oklahoma State or somebody didn't take a shot on Chesney. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's going to UCLA.
Yeah. I saw some comments today. It was like, I don't know that that's a better job than JMU at the
Right.
moment.
Yeah.
Versus JMU,
Right.
but no,
Yeah.
he could go do big things out there. But yeah, that was crazy.
Um, and then Pat Fitzgerald landed up north like
Yeah.
we thought he should have been the whole time. Which is kind of dirty. Like Michigan State fired Jonathan Smith, and then like 20 minutes later, they announced Pat Fitzgerald. So like they were working behind dude's back hard. So that's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
dirty, and that
Hmm.
just shows you never know because Oregon. I mean, when Jonathan Smith went to Michigan State from Oregon State, he was a hot name,
Hmm.
and a lot of people thought he was going to just be really good, be in the SEC, and one day, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. It did not work
Yeah.
out. So I think that's most coaching hires off the top of my head. We already talked about Eric Morris, obviously to Oklahoma State. I mean, I would have loved Eric. God, I don't want to go back down the road, but I'm so jealous of Oklahoma State. Um, but yeah, I think that's it off the top of my head. So, um, Hoop Hogs. Uh, I'm assuming you got to watch the Duke game. It's been a while ago now,
Yeah.
but um, fell to Duke by 9, 80-71 maybe. Does that sound right? On
It was in that
Thanksgiving
vicinity.
night.
Yeah.
Um, man, we showed
Cam Boozer is
show
still scoring somewhere.
yeah, he is. He is. I'm the idiot that bet Cam Boozer under 22.5 points in that game.
Mm.
I was like, oh, we got Brazil and Pringle, two fourth, fifth year guys. You know, this little freshman, he's not going to be able to do anything on
He made
those more
Brazil look like a fifth
experienced
grader
guys.
out there.
Yeah, he did. Uh, and I mean, let's just be real. Like, he not only is he really good, not only is he going to be the number one or number two overall pick, he got officiated like the number one and number two
Oh
overall
yeah, yeah,
pick.
yeah, yeah. You've never seen a star of the MVP of the game was his elbow.
Dang right, dang right. That chicken wing,
Yeah.
and it's funny because I've taught that chicken wing for years when I was coaching. I tried to teach all my bigs the chicken wing, and it's just surprisingly hard to get him to grasp and to understand the balance of it and all that and the
Hmm.
physics of it. But boy, if I was still coaching basketball and I had a good inside post player, I would be clipping Boozer chicken wings. I mean, he just made it look so easy. Nothing
Hmm.
special at all.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, he got some special treatment. Duke gets special treatment anyway.
Right.
But then you added that, and it was just
I hated losing to Duke in the house that Michael Jordan built.
mhm.
It felt so bad. But
Yeah,
I love that they
yeah.
left the Bulls court though. Like, they
No,
didn't
that's
they
so
didn't change it
cool. I
up
loved it.
for the
Yeah,
neutral site game or whatever. I thought it was cool,
I agree. I love
other
that,
than the outcome.
and I think we showed glimpses. Obviously we jumped out on them early, and then they had that little 10-0 run, and
Hmm.
then we clawed it back to 4-5 at halftime.
Hmm.
But I mean, we outplayed them for 15 minutes of that first half, and we outplayed them for 15 minutes the second half.
Hmm.
We just ended the game 1 for 9 or whatever. The last
Yeah,
4 minutes of
settled
the
for some
game.
bad shots down the
Yeah,
stretch. I'm like, just like,
yeah,
and it's just freshmen throwing up shots too early in the shot clock. Um,
yeah.
so
It just
I
feels
mean,
like we had to work so hard to get a clean look,
mhm,
and and it seemed like Duke was getting every clean look they wanted.
yeah,
And part of that's because John Shire does do a good job on both ends. I thought defensively Duke was excellent, and I thought offensively
hmm,
they ran their stuff at a really high level. We got
hmm,
the ball to their best player in his spot, and we couldn't do nothing about it. Um, you would like to think that Cal's strategy was to not send two and double them because he's been seeing doubles all year,
hmm,
and they never sent two. They never made an adjustment to send
right.
two. They just kept saying, "Hey, we're not going to leave these shooters. Let's just see if he can make enough one-on-one moves to
Let's
beat
see if
us."
Brazil can get a stop today. Just one.
Yeah, yeah. And sure enough, it worked. It worked for Duke. No adjustments, and I don't hate it. I mean, if you just kind of buy into what you're going to do and see if he can beat you by himself. And guess what?
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
So
Well,
you
and
remember, they Muss used to do that. I remember only one I really remember was Oscar Sheboy, but dude, he put Jalen Williams, who's making millions in the NBA, and Sheboy is not, by the way. But
hmm,
he put Jalen Williams on Sheboy, and he just said, "Hey, we're not helping you. Figure it out." I remember that like it was yesterday.
hmm,
And Sheboy had like 40 something,
hmm,
like uh and I don't remember if we won that specific game or not. That may have been the game Cal got thrown out and they beat us, but I don't remember. But yeah, I remember Muss used to do that too. Like, we're not gonna run two at you, and because Boozer's a good passer too. He can kick it out to shooters out of a double team. So but yeah, is what it is. We showed for 30 minutes. We're about as good as anybody in the country. We just gotta get more consistent, and we
hmm.
got to get more production from Carter Knox. This team will
Yes,
not be what we can be until he starts playing like it.
yeah, yeah. He
It
can't be
just,
a ghost out there.
I mean, the two biggest games of the year, he's been a complete ghost. And and I hated that, I still hate it for DJ. I mean, I think DJ needs to be on the court. I
Oh,
don't
I do
know
too.
who over. I don't know
Yeah.
who over. I mean, Malik Thomas didn't have a great game, but he still ended up with like 15 points. But
Hmm.
I mean, Acuff was unbelievable. I mean, he made a lot of money in that game.
Oh yeah.
Had 20 something and 6, 7 assists. But and then you got Bildy at the three. Because he's bringing that energy. And I don't know how you play DJ, but he's got to be in the game somewhere
I
somehow.
yeah. Just for just for leadership on the court, if nothing else. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's your glue
just
guy.
steady, man. He's just steady, so
Yeah,
steady. It doesn't get any easier. Like we said, Louisville coming to the Bud on Wednesday night. Louisville is ranked number 6 in the country, 7-0.
I did
They
not know that.
obviously have yep, yep, number 6 in the country.
Okay.
Beat Kentucky 96-88. Beat Cincinnati 74-64, which we 30-piece Cincinnati back when
Hmm.
back when we were good.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that'll
And
be a big
we're the
challenge.
best exhibition program in the world.
We really are. We really are. Um, that'll be a huge challenge in itself. Louisville coming to town. You
Yeah.
know,
Need to get
I
one.
feel.
We need to get
I
one of
feel
these
like.
big wins.
Yeah, I feel like it's a must win. I mean, I don't know. It's either a must win or a can't lose. whichever one you want to
Yeah,
clarify
whichever way you wanna
it
look at it,
as.
yeah.
But but just with already losing the Michigan State and the Duke one, then you got Houston and Texas Tech waiting on deck.
Mhm.
Like, you got to get this one at the Bud. It's the only one at home, so we got to figure it out. We need the Bud to be rocking Wednesday night. I don't care if it's a weeknight. It needs to be a packed house, 20,000 strong,
Mhm.
and I mean, that's the only way. It's the only way it's gonna work out for us is if we got the great home court, and hopefully they've had a good week of prep, and we need it.
Yep.
Kept at number 25 in the poll, so just barely hanging in there. Love to see that. Anytime there's a number by your team,
Mhm.
it's a good thing. So, anyways, yep, Louisville Cards coming in. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to our boy Traylon Burks.
Yeah.
Obviously, Traylon's not had the quite the NFL career that we all thought he would for his
Mhm.
unbelievable college player he was. Been
Yep.
really injury prone and ended up getting cut by the Titans, got picked up by the Washington Redskins, Commanders, whatever they are, and had a touchdown catch last night on Monday Night Football, one handed. I mean, beautiful catch. So glad to see
OBJ
Traylon.
reincarnate. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. Good to see Traylon get on his feet.
Yeah.
And
He's such a good
one of my
dude
one of
too,
my
like
favorite hogs.
yeah,
Yeah, one of my favorites.
for sure. Hopefully
So
that can spark his career back on the
yeah,
right path, so
yeah.
rooting for him.
Last thing we're gonna talk about is actually we were gonna play the video, but we've already went an hour, so we're not gonna play it. But Trey Shapp, the one who reported from 1037 The Buzz on Wednesday that Alex Golish had accepted the to be the head Arkansas Razorbacks football coach on Wednesday and got most of us pretty excited, especially on this
Mhm.
podcast. He he was on the he worked for 1037 The Buzz, but he was on the Morning Mayhem this morning and he clarified and just kind of gave his piece on everything. His tweet had over 5 million engagements, and you know it's got to be a tough spot for him. He still stands by his sources, what he was told. Sources he said has never let him down. I don't know if you got to listen to it or not, but
Mhm.
sources
I
he
caught the
said that
back I caught the very back half of it.
yeah. And essentially he said that his guy told him that Goldish they had come to an agreement and there was an offer sheet sitting on Goldish's desk. Him and Yurchek came to an agreement and we sent him an offer sheet. That's not a contract.
Mhm.
It's more of a, like we talked about, a memorandum of understanding or just accepting the initial offer. Um, and one of his sources said he had signed it. He tried to clarify with the second source, and he said, I have not been told he signed it, but I've been told he is going to sign it soon. And so then Trey ran with that. And that's where he came up with it. Um, he's obviously not happy about how it turned out, but he maintains a stance that somewhere down the line there was an agreement, there was an offer sheet on his desk, and somehow or another Arkansas fumbled it, just like they did with Lane Kiffin.
Mhm.
So, uh, 1037 The Buzz YouTube Morning Mayhem. Just go to their live. It's like an hour into the show, hour and 5 minutes maybe, if you're
Mhm.
interested in hearing that. And David Basil, dude, he's the best. Like he's one of Trey Shapp's best friends. I mean, they work together, but he was really asking him tough questions, and so um, in a respectful way, but
Mhm.
in a way only Baz can do it. But yeah, so it was just it was very, very interesting, very entertaining listen. I encourage all y'all to go listen to that if you want to hear Trey Shapp's side of how that went down and why he stands by his sources and you know if he learned anything for next time or not.
Mhm.
sore subject on this podcast
Yeah.
with these two
Yeah.
guys.
It's
So
in my group text with with some people, we uh we gave him the nickname Old Goose Poop because he has a golf podcast, and
yep,
they give him a hard time about I don't know, somebody called in about goose poop or something, and so we,
yeah,
for being wrong about Golish, we've nicknamed him Old Goose Poop.
yep,
So
yep. He was that. So, and then the Curry. I don't know if you know Curry Sage Hicks on Twitter. He's a big Twitter guy. He wrote Saturday night on Twitter. He's like, I can confirm that Golish is going to
yeah,
sign tomorrow at noon
yeah,
or something.
mm-hmm,
And he's a big name guy, and
yeah,
so his source also, you know, let him down also.
yeah. I saw that one, and
And then,
that got me excited. On I think I didn't see it till
yeah,
Sunday morning, and I got excited, and
yeah,
then it was shortly after that you text me that it was
yeah.
Silverfield, and
And Golish, it's just we'll never know, but Golish said in his press conference today that he got the offer from Auburn at 1 in the morning on
mm-hmm,
Saturday night.
yeah,
So I would do anything to know how this all transpired.
mm-hmm,
Like was he mad? Was he indeed mad that this got leaked or not?
mm-hmm,
Was he did after Florida bowed out of Lane Kiffin, the dominoes fell and John Summerall, who was pretty much going to be at Auburn,
yep,
went to Florida at the last minute, and then Auburn decided, hey, let's see if we can sweeten the offer,
mm-hmm.
and Golish just took the better offer. I don't know. I don't know what played out, but I would do anything to know
Or
if
did
Auburn.
Yeah, or did Auburn just offer him 7.5 and we only offered him 7 and that was the end of it? You know, was it a
That's what I heard. That's what I
yeah,
heard.
yeah, which would
So
be
he
infuriating,
wanted
but
that 6 year. He got a 6 year contract, and I think Hunter was only willing to go 5. And David Basil said on when he was talking to Trey Schapp that he said his people are telling him that Hunter was willing to go 6, um, if he just would have played the game with him. But
mhm,
after it got leaked, Golish became kind of frustrated with the whole deal and maybe wasn't willing to negotiate at all. So
mhm,
we'll never know. But um, it's going to really sting, just like it did with Lane. I mean, Lane had an offer sheet from Arkansas also,
mhm,
and seeing what he did at Ole Miss, just 3 10-win seasons in a row, and just makes you think of what could have been.
mhm,
And it's gonna really suck if we're looking at Alex Golish in 5 or 6 years and he's doing the same thing that Lane did.
yeah,
So hopefully not, but we will
yeah,
see.
yep,
All right, that is the pod. We are Ryan Silverfield fans on the Never Yield pod. We are here for the Ryan Silverfield era. We are um, backing him 100%. Hope we go undefeated and win national championships. What's
let's
done is
do it.
done. What's
Yeah,
done is done. So, uh, and one last thing. Speaking of winning national championships, did you see the video of
yes,
Silverfield signing the contract
yes.
and Hunter in the most awkward?
Well, in the most
Congratulations, coach. Let's go win a damn national championship.
yeah, in the most
2-10, Hunter. We're 2-10. How about hey, let's go win some ball games, or hey,
yeah,
let's go win a championship. Maybe not
yeah,
national. Let's just go win a championship, or
yeah,
hey, something. Not let's go win a
yeah.
national championship. So I mean, just so dumb.
It's well, and it was so scripted for what he said at the touchdown club,
Yeah,
literally saying
yeah,
we're not set up to win a national championship. You sign the
yeah,
next coach and then let's go win a national championship. Like
yeah.
it's
So
so
scripted.
it felt
Yeah,
so
yeah.
ingenuous, like just forced. Forced is the
So
word.
fake.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, so in the most Hunter Yurachek way you can do. I mean, it was almost as cringy as the 6-7 thing. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's the pod. We appreciate everybody for listening. Go like, go follow, go subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. We know our live stream wasn't the cleanest thing ever. It was our first
The
one,
first one. First
but we
one.
did have we have almost 400 views on it, so we appreciate
Yeah.
all the people who watched, whether you watched a little bit or a lot or none at all. Just appreciate everybody for engaging in that. So, anyways, tell a friend about us. We're continuing to try to grow here and we'll keep doing the best we can. Take us home, brother.
All right. Stay classy. Never yield with Silverfields.
Yes,
New name
sir.
of the
Go,
pod.
go, hogs.